Hello again, whiskey friends. Thanks for joining me today. My name's Durell. This is going to be another banger review slash battle, right? Never done it before on our channel, so wanted to give it a shot. We're going to put up two bottles that everybody should know about. I'm not sure if anybody ever put them against each other. What I'm talking about is the newest 12-year Wild Turkey 101. It's a Japanese release against another Japanese release, 12-year 101, this being Evan Williams out of Heaven Hill. I love both of these bottles. Haven't revisited the Evan Williams in a while, but have revisited that turkey. But we are going to blind them. Stay tuned. This should be fun. We're going to kick off the show in a minute, guys. Cheers. Thanks, guys, for sticking with me. We're going to actually just pour these up. I got two Glens labeled right now. We are going to try to do it blind. Maybe I could tell what they are. Maybe I can't. Not positive until we get into it. But nonetheless, I know I like both whiskeys. I just want to see how they kind of compare and contrast against each other, right? So we are going to pour the Wild Turkey into the Glen that is labeled A. And that Evan Williams, little red label 12-year into Glass B. All right. And we're just going to kind of mix these up a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but just twirling them around. So I don't know which one is which until I start, kind of going into it. Kind of wanted to do it blind, although I said I may be able to pick which one is which, from the notes and the palate, but just curious how they stack up blind. All right, so just going to go in on these. First one on the nose. So right off the bat, you get like a slight dusty vibe on this. Citrus forward as well. A little bit of ethanol punch, not much. Some nice oak characteristics though, like it's just dark. Besides that little citrus that's popping through the front of it, it's really, really dark in the nose. Nice spice, lovely oak, but that slight dusty, which I do like. That citrus is almost like an orange zest or peel, something similar to that nature. Really nice on the nose. I'm going to go into Glass B over here, which may not actually be Glass B, but let's see how this one is. Oh, so this. Oh, yeah, this is super rich. I think I already know what this is off the nose just because how dark it is. Oh, man. But very, very oak forward, vanilla up front. Almost like a fried dough, like fried ice cream. You get that doughiness on the outside, but a lot of that vanilla coming through as well, along with lovely, lovely oak. This actually comes across a little older on a palate than 12 years, which it could be. I know they're not single barrels, so there could be some older whiskey in here, but this definitely noses more on that line of maybe 12 to 15 years versus this first glass. You're getting some decent age. You get a slight dusty note on it, but I'm not getting like a higher age profile on that. But this right here is just super concentrated. Oak forward, dark chocolates, vanillas, that doughiness. Oh, the nose on this is just fantastic. Wow. Right off the bat, guys, I'm thinking this is the Evan Williams just because how rich it is. I tend to do get some uh, like citrus notes typically on wild turkey, like strawberry, well, cherry forward or so, along with some nice oak. But we're gonna go in on the palate of this. Cheers. Ooh, that's nice. So like a perfect amount of spice. Being that these are 101, you're not gonna get blown out on your palate. But at 101, it carries a nice mouthfeel, and that spice just lingers on the tongue, which I really, really dig. You still get a little bit of that citrus. It's not as present on the palate that it is on the nose, but it does have a slight drying aspect to it. I think that's it. Yeah, it's like a slight dryness of a note on the back of the palate. Let's go in for another sip. Oh yeah, that second sip though just does everything for this whiskey. All those flavors come out a bit more. A little bit of that cherry is out there. That citrus is still there. Very nice oak. Not overpowering. It doesn't come across as oak forward as this second glass over here, but has a nice oak influence to that whiskey. Like you could definitely tell it's aged, around that age statement. Doesn't come across young at all, and it still does carry a couple dusty notes on the palate. That's nice. We're going to dive into the second glass, and we're just going to see which one we prefer, guys. I will say the nose, though, I do prefer on this. Let's go for a taste. Ooh. So, like the nose, the palate follows suit. Super rich. No like citrus that you get on the first glass here. It's just all oaky, vanilla, like caramel, chocolate, like everything dark that you can think of in a whiskey. Those notes that you typically get is all over this. That oak is super, super present though. I do prefer or do enjoy oaky whiskeys. It may be a turnoff for some, but this isn't over oaked by any means. But you definitely have a lot of that presence within the whiskey, and it's dark. You can tell by the color. That color is pretty nice too. Not sure. Uh, yeah, this one's a little darker. I'm not gonna really look at the side over here. It's tough to tell which one's darker by the bottle anyway. So it's no giveaways there, guys. But off the nose, and I love Heaven Hill. This does come across as that older Heaven Hill profile. So I'm leaning towards this being the Evan Williams. But this, yeah, it's completely different, guys. They are 12-year 101s, Japanese releases, but obviously maybe Wild Turkey versus Heaven Hill. So two different, heritage distilleries. Just putting out really good products. Both of these bottles are fantastic. Not to take away from either one of them. I do prefer the nose. I'm going to go in for another sip on here, then retouch the palate on this one right here, and just give you guys a quick breakdown of which one I think is better and why. So one second sip, I did get which is odd. I didn't get it on the first sip. Got like a slight youthful note, which is odd. Like I mentioned, like 12 years, you're typically not going to get any youthfulness. And me associating youth, it may just be a note that I'm picking up that kind of just reminds me of it. The whiskeys are pretty well aged, but this just comes across so rich and dark. Yeah, the chocolate's there, that caramel, that vanilla, that heavy oak presence. Oak and vanilla are the two biggest notes on this whiskey, followed by like some dark chocolate, like almost unsweetened. It's not like that milk chocolate that I love, but it has a slight bitterness to it, which I associate with like some dark chocolate because it takes a bit of that sweetness away. I'm gonna go in for another sip on the first glass here, guys. Then we'll let you know which one I think is best, and we'll do a quick reveal of the two. Yeah, so this glass comes across a little bit more balanced. I love that citrus cherry note that I get off it, which is the complete opposite profile of this second glass over here. Like they couldn't be any different. Super dark chocolate, vanilla, doughy, oaky versus super bright citrus, fruit forward with a nice oak presence as well. One more sip. Yeah, guys, I'm going to have to give the palate to the first glass. And I believe I'm just going to give the nose to the second glass. I love the dark richness on the nose of glass B over here, or the glass on my right. But really, really love the profile on the palate of this first glass. So my thoughts were Evan Williams, Wild Turkey will reveal. I know B was Evan Williams, which, as you can see from here, there's still a little bit of whiskey in there, but the glass which I thought was Evan Williams is indeed Evan Williams. We got glass A over here, guys. Wild Turkey, 12-year 101, the purple label. Winning in this blind today. That palate's just unmatched in comparison to this bottle, as good as that Evan Williams is. I think when you're comparing the two, for me personally, the Wild Turkey just has a slightly better and balanced profile, but I do really, really love that Evan Williams. Like I said, not to take anything away from that bottle, that's fantastic as it stands on its own. But comparing the two, I just love the balance in flavors that I'm pulling off of the palate on this Wild Turkey. Yeah, really good bottle. One more sip, guys. Yeah, that's fantastic whiskey, guys. If you guys get a chance, I know they probably popped those bottles out maybe about 6 or 7 months ago. They're not too bad now if you find them on secondary. I think they're about maybe $150. You're thinking 150 for a 12-year turkey, maybe a little pricey. But when you associate $10, per year, that's slightly above. Granted, retail for these were probably about $50 or so you are paying maybe 2 to 3 times retail. But at that price point, for a Japanese release or just a overseas release of Wild Turkey, I would happily pay $150 again for to acquire another bottle of these. It's really, really good, guys. As well as the Evan Williams. I think this actually goes for the same price point if you can find them, between $175, maybe sometimes even $200. So when you associate value, the Wild Turkey's a little cheaper, in my opinion, has a better palate. But the nose on that Evan Williams, with the dark and richness of it, just shines. You can't go wrong with either one. But for today, guys, Wild Turkey 12-year 101 purple label, 1. So if you see any of them, I think they're worth the pickup. Thanks for joining me for this review, guys. You guys can continue to follow us here. You can follow me on IG at the Whiskey Saint. Till next time, cheers.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you